Winston. We back at it again. Today we're gonna be doing a Simpsons 2024 prediction episode. You know, some people have said that the Simpsons have predicted the future, which I think that they have shown certain things that have happened in the future before. Okay, it could have been because people have said that the creator of the show, is a Mason and so on and so forth, and they have inside information. So we're gonna look at that. Also, forgive me, I'm getting back from having a little congestion and a little minor cold, so I'm just recovering from that. So I may not be on the camera all this time. Let me click this button real quick so we can go live on TikTok real quick. Let me hit this button real quick. I want to thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys for watching. We're gonna do our usual stuff. We're gonna get in the Word of God also. Let me pull up this thing on TikTok right fast. Let me know how y'all doing in the comments. Okay, it should take about 1 second here. Let's see here, y'all. Do this. Let me know how y'all doing, y'all. For real, serious. Let me know how y'all doing in the comments. Man, so I'm just recovering from not feeling good, but I still want to do this, amen. So we gotta do this. So here we go. All right. Let's type in this name. I had to change the name a little bit. All right, I should be able to do this now. Click this. All right, go live. Yes. Let me change this. Hold up, y'all. I changed my little art here. I got. Let me know how y'all doing in the comments if you watching live. All right, y'all. All right, let's go. We should be live on TikTok right now. I had to change this picture here. All right. Here we go. We live on TikTok. Everyone watch on TikTok, appreciate that. All right, y'all. So let's go. Let's get in. Let me pull this up, right? Let me pull up the this page right quick. On you can go right to this. We don't get some word after. We're gonna go right to this video, y'all. I have not watched this. I skimmed through some of the different sections, but I have not watched this yet. Okay, so let me pull this up real quick on both sites here. All right, let me pull the number up to the call-in number. If you want to call in, okay, while we're live, let me pull this call-in number here, y'all. Where's the call-in number at? Here we go, here. All right. Okay, there we go. We got everything we need on the screen. And more than anything, I want to thank you guys for being here. Thank you so much for being part of the studio. Oh, your boy, Brother Winston, back at it again. All right, so I'm gonna hold it to my face. Thank you. All right, so now let's pull up here, amen. This video. Let me pull it up on TikTok. Okay, here we go. All right. Make sure the sound and everything is right. Let's check this out, y'all.
But beyond the satire, the chaos.
Let's go back. All right.
Everybody knows The Simpsons. It's literally one of the longest running.
Actually, let's do it one more time. I keep forgetting because I forgot to let you guys. I think I said last week. We have these. We have our podcast now on Spotify, and one thing I have to do, I have to make sure that I hit record. It makes it easier for me to transfer these shows. So I'm going to actually hit record really quickly, y'all, and then we're going to do this. We're going to hit play again. All right. I'm going to actually probably do another quick intro just for the sake of Spotify. I keep forgetting I got to hit record, okay? I usually don't do this, but I got to do it now. All right, so that's for sure. All right, we are back at it again, y'all. Thank you guys for tuning in. All right. Okay, so we are now recording for Spotify. Also, we are on Spotify at Unpacking Glory with your boy, Brother Winston. That's the name of our channel on Spotify. If you want to listen to the show there, you can also. Okay, so let's now. All right, here we go. Get into this. Check this out. This is from a channel called The Ultimate Discovery.
Everybody knows The Simpsons. It's literally one of the longest running series in the United States. But beyond the satire, the chaos, and the dysfunctional family with their crazy adventures, there is a dark secret. For many years, The Simpsons seem to have dropped predictions and prophecies that have proven to be very accurate. From the predictions of the 2020 COVID-19 outbreak to the rise of Kamala Harris as the first black female vice president, the Simpsons have operated on an unprecedented level of accuracy. So, what do they have to say about the year 2024? Get ready to be amazed as we examine 17 shocking predictions that the Simpsons have predicted for 2024. Number 17. Trump's 2024 presidential ambition. Are the writers and producers of The Simpsons experimenting with dark magic? Do they have a crystal ball through which they can accurately see into the future? Because they always seem to get their predictions right. And this is...
I don't think they get all their predictions right, but I will say that there are people that shape the world. Okay, God allows some people to shape the world certain ways, people that are not of God. Okay, and they have a plan for the things that they're going to do. And it's in their timeline. Okay. A plan of business that they're going to do. So person is connected to that. Of course they can say things are going to happen, but so let's see, because I don't know if everything they're going to say here is going to be correct or not. But in actuality, that's a very good way to hide things. Also, you look at the background, you can see that eyeball in the hand. But anyway, I just noticed that. But make sure my phone's on silence too. But I believe it is. Yeah, but a great way to hide things is to put falsehood around the truth. Bunch of episodes that say things and they're not really gonna happen, and people will have a hard time telling us. So we're gonna look through this and see what we see, y'all.
This is very, very strange, to say the least.
Going from survival mode.
Sorry, y'all. No, finally got a bunch of ads they're gonna play. All right.
Already know this cartoon series has made many astounding prophecies that came to pass, evoking awe and wonder in the hearts and minds of everyone. However, these guys decided to kick it up a notch, and their most dramatic one yet would be the prediction of Trump's 2024 presidential
election. Gonna say that.
In order to make America great and glorious again, I am tonight announcing my candidacy for President of the United States.
On Tuesday, November 15, 2022, the former President of the United States, Donald Trump, arguably one of the most controversial the country has ever seen, depending on whose side you're on, decided it was time to reclaim the throne he lost 2021.
But just as I promised, I am your voice.
In his usual grandiose fashion, Trump took to the stage and proclaimed his ambition with these iconic words. In order to make America great and glorious again, I am tonight announcing my candidacy for President of the United States. That was when the screenwriter for the series, Al Jean, decided it was their time to shine again. Sharing a scene from a 2015 episode of the animated series, Mr. Jean showed the world that somehow they had predicted this way before Trump ever declared his intentions. In the 2015 episode titled Bart to the Future, Homer Simpson can be seen as he seems to fly past a sign in the background, which read Trump 2024. Coincidence? This was even before Trump was ever president. So this revelation has been driving everyone crazy online. But as crazy as this prediction is, this next one takes it to another level. Number 16. AI robots take over. Apart from the wild antics of the characters in this show, and the fact that this...
Got a point there, I ain't gonna front. They got a point that they can show, that they showed that, okay, 2024.
Simpsons is a really good series, which depends entirely on your preference. One major thing that has made it a fan favorite is the seemingly accurate predictions. This one is even stranger than the first. Although the show is reputed for predicting the advent of many innovative technological gadgets, you will agree that this one is too accurate to be more than just a coincidence. Let us take you on a journey back to episode 17 of the series' 23rd season. In this episode, there's a scene where Homer lost his job due to the fact that his employer replaced all the human employees with robots.
Ladies and gentlemen, meet the future masters of the human race.
Sounds familiar?
You fool, these are robots.
Well, considering the astronomical strides that have been made in robotics and the development of artificial intelligence, could it be possible that in the near future, maybe even 2024, humans will begin to lose their jobs to artificially intelligent robots?
You will train them, and they will replace you.
As it stands now, you've probably heard of robots serving as waiters in Japan and all around the world. Is this the end of human labor as we know it? Or are we all just panicking too much about the threat of a robotic takeover? Hopefully, this never happens. But in case it does, The Simpsons will be glad to tell the world, we told you so. Number 15.
I think that's a stretch when he's saying, well, this one is even more crazy. I'm like, that's something that a lot of people could be able to tell, especially because of the fact that if it's cheaper, a lot of times companies will go that way. Let's see the next one that they say, y'all.
Mars Takeover. This next one is actually very freakish and will have you wondering if the scripts for this series were written by aliens or something, because the resemblance to real-life events is absolutely uncanny. In case you don't believe it, let us take you to episode 6 of season 27 of the series. In this episode, Lisa learns that the government was looking for volunteers who were willing to sign up for a migration to Mars.
And become the first residents of another world. Will you be one of them?
Enthusiastically, she volunteered, and so did the rest of the family. The rest of the episode had them going on some wacky, crazy adventures. But at the end of the day, their vehicle refused to start, and they ended up going nowhere. But that's not the end. This eerie episode ends with a glimpse into the year 2051, where Marge and Lisa were now living on Mars. If this doesn't sound like anything you've heard in recent times, then you may have been living under a rock. Everybody knows about Elon Musk's plans to colonize the Red Planet.
Elon Musk? I'm in charge of the whole Mars colonization project.
He has been going on and on about it for years, and even established his own private space exploration company for that sole purpose. Why do the dates scheduled for the Mars launch in this Simpsons episode have a striking resemblance to Elon Musk's plans? Is there something the writers and producers are hiding from us? For now, we will agree that it's all coincidence, but this sort of coincidence is sure to raise many, many questions in the minds of anyone who has seen this episode. Episode had them going.
Save time and money.
Let's see exactly what date they're talking about. Some of this stuff is a stretch, but I'm trying to see exactly what time they're talking about. I may have to look that up to see what time he's supposed to launch, if they ain't said already. I was trying to adjust on my camera, so I missed a little bit.
Their vehicle refused to start, and they ended up going nowhere. But that's not the end. This eerie episode ends with a glimpse into the year 2051, where...
Okay. All right. Okay, 2051. All right.
Marge and Lisa were now living on Mars. If this doesn't sound like anything you've heard in recent times, then you may have been living under a rock. Everybody knows about Elon Musk's plans to colonize the Red Planet.
Elon Musk? I'm in charge of the whole Mars colonization project.
He has been going on and on about it for years, and even established his own private space exploration company for that sole purpose.
Let's see if they say the same. Even if they said the same thing, it wouldn't matter, because they could have just taken that from what he said. Let's move forward.
Why do the dates scheduled for the Mars launch in this Simpsons episode have a striking resemblance? Number 14, virtual reality food. Yes, you heard that right. Strange as it seems, there is an episode of The Simpsons where the characters feast on a delicacy of digital food. How is this possible, you ask? See for yourself in this spectacular episode, which features a scene where Homer and Marge can be seen feeding virtual fudge through a straw on the back of their virtual reality headsets. While this remains one of the wildest predictions made in this show, there might be a little element of reality to it. Before you discard this one as something that can never ever happen, allow us to introduce you to Aero Banquet's RMX, a culinary experience like you've never had before. Forget the fine dining of luxurious, exclusive, fancy restaurants and explore what it would feel like to dine in the digital world. Although virtual reality companies have made giant strides in several fields, including gaming, art, and even real estate, but this is something absolutely fascinating. According to the people behind this strange experiment, the aim of the project is to reframe the human perceptions and change the way we experience food. Could we be looking at such an experience becoming commonplace in 2024? Guess we'll have to wait and see.
This virtual fudge tastes like crap.
Number 13, baby translator. Would you like to know exactly what your little infant or toddler needs whenever they go on a crying spree? Then this next invention is just for you. Okay, this one is pretty cool, but why did the Simpsons seem to have known about this invention way before we did? Also, what exactly is a baby translator? Well, it is exactly what the name says, a device that can finally solve the age-long mystery of what babies really want.
My baby translator. Lavish attention on me and entertain me.
Maggie, you talk.
In episode 24 of the third season of the series, titled Brother, Can You Spare Two Dimes?, Herb Powell, Homer's half-brother, invents this magical device that could translate baby talk into actual...
I may have seen that before, this episode, right? I did used to actually watch this episode. I don't watch it anymore. But I will say this too, though, that I know I saw Homer's brother before, but, you know, stuff, like I said, stuff like that is a stretch. Like, come on now. But we'll see. We'll see. Maybe. I mean, my thing is, the baby's brain is not developed that much. I don't know if you even want something like that, but let's see. Go on to the next one.
Speech. Pretty fascinating, right? Series titled Brother, Can You Spare 2 Dimes? Herb Powell, Homer's half-brother, invents this magical device that could translate baby talk into actual speech. Pretty fascinating, right? But could such a device be replicated in the real world? Or is it just a fantastic idea that would never materialize? For most of you saying no, it can never be made into a real gadget, guess you didn't really read the title of this video now, did you? Because a company called Zoundream has finally built a machine that will blow your mind. The Swiss software company claims to have developed a fascinating piece of technology, known as that harnesses the power of artificial intelligence to determine what exactly babies want when they cry. Do they need comfort? Are they hungry? Or do they just want you to get your ugly uncle off their faces? You will be able to accurately determine what exactly your baby wants.
I need to make it. I'm sorry, this stuff. I need to make some AI. I mean, they can say anything. People will believe it. I'm sorry. They can say anything they want. Though I will say that AI is taking over a lot. Even this voice that you're hearing right now, not my voice, of course, but the voice that you're hearing when I play, that's not a human voice. That's a robot voice. I remember when I first started hearing that voice, I never knew. I thought it was a real person talking. I was like, you know what? How's this guy doing all these people's shows? I'm like, this guy's getting a lot of work. Then I realized, like, wait a second, this is a robot. I mean, I seen AI voices that sound like black women. You wouldn't even be able to tell. Okay, I mean, this stuff is very, very advanced. I saw him, for example, he was saying something here. He held a word, and he held the word like a regular person would. I was surprised. Usually AI has issues with certain things that we do. We play with our language, type of slang type things, and they even put that in there. I was like, wow, that's kind of impressive. But to what end? You know what I mean? To what end is this gonna go?
Wants in a very near future, maybe even 2023. Now the big question is, did art imitate life, or did life imitate art? We'll leave that for you to decide. Number 12, female presidency. Is the United States of America ready to put a woman on the highest seat in the country? Are we ready for a female president? While there are no questions about the effectiveness of a female president, as women have proven themselves exceptional in the field of politics many, many times, the political landscape of the United States is filled with so many men that very few women have been able to walk through the corridors of power that leads to the White House. But do the Simpsons care about all this technical politicking? Not really. In the episode Back to the Future, Lisa becomes the first female president of the United States of America.
Yes, I am proud to be America's first straight female president.
In the episode, the country had gone broke due to the terrible financial decisions made by the fictional President Trump, and Lisa had to bring a tax hike to straighten things out a little. But with the 2024 elections coming up, maybe the Simpsons are ready to strike again. Many people claim that this one in particular has already been fulfilled, following the advent of Kamala Harris as the first black female vice president of the United States. But could we take it a step further? Could we be looking at the possibility of having a woman in the Oval Office? Once again, we'll have to wait and see. Number 11, black hole. Here's something that will definitely spook you out of your mind. We travel back to the 24th season of this show, and this time around, we're looking at the second episode, which aired on March 24, 2013, titled Treehouse of Horror 23.
I'll say this before we go forward. I will say this, that my mom, she believes that the Democrats are going to try to run what did she say? I know what it is. She believes that, people believe that they're going to try to remove Joe Biden as a person if Trump becomes the nominee, which I think they will become the nominee very soon. Okay. Right now we're in what is January, end of January 2024. All right, so making this live. Trump only has Nikki Haley as his competitor. I don't believe Nikki Haley is going to win a nomination. That's my opinion. That's for sure. She's barely holding on. All right. When that's solidified, I believe that the Democrats are going to, and they're already looking like, well, what are we going to do? Because they know that, in my opinion, Joe Biden does not have a chance to beat Donald Trump. Donald Trump has a huge following behind him. Donald Trump doesn't even have to he didn't even do any debate. He knows, listen, my following is so crazy, I don't have to do a debate. All right. My cult following is so huge, I literally could just stay home all day long and I'll get elected. In my opinion, it's really just simple as that. He don't have to do anything. Every time he gets arrested, every time he gets charged with something, okay? He was charged recently with having to pay somebody over $80 million, I believe, okay? $83 million because of assault but I don't want to say the word because R, and I don't want to say the word because it made this video be taken down or something like that, or be restricted. But essentially, which I think in my opinion, I think that he did that, because it's a lot of that I think that he did that. His supporters that, he didn't do this, he didn't do that, when his actions have shown that he was willing to do a whole bunch of stuff. Okay, and I'm talking about grabbing him by the private parts, and he could do that, and you can do that when you have money. Other instances of him spying on young women and his pageants that he owned or was in control of somehow, going into the dressing rooms and telling them that we're having a routine inspection just because you wanted to see 12 and 11-year-olds in their panties. That's a fact. Donald Trump, that's not something I'm making up. That's something that he himself said on the radio. He said it on Howard Stern. He literally said he said that's the fun part of doing it. Now, if he's saying it on the radio for everyone to hear, what do you think that he's saying behind the scenes? Okay, what do you think he's saying to people who he really knows? Okay, I mean, unbelievable. You know what I mean? You know what I think about that guy, about who I believe that he really is. Okay, at the end of the day, but I don't believe that. Like I said, I think that the Democrats, when he becomes a nominee, I think they're gonna have to try to run somebody else besides Biden. Though I will say this too, that some people say that at the end of the day, they all work together, and they're not really trying to stop Trump. And I can believe that argument also, because if you really wanted to stop Donald Trump from becoming the president, if you really looked at him and said, look, this man started an insurrection. This man is obviously a criminal. He's been a criminal before he became the president. If you believe all this kind of stuff, right, then in my opinion, if you believe all of that, right, then why is it that the guy was not arrested beforehand? You know what I'm saying? Why is it that you waited to the last minute and now all of a sudden, we got to stop him. We got to stop him. Now it's an emergency. It wasn't an emergency before the past 3 years. Y'all gonna lay a finger on the guy. When that insurrection happened, they should have arrested him right then and there. They should have arrested him immediately right then and there, okay? Because there was more than enough evidence to show that he was involved in it. He literally created it, number one. He told people to go. He invited people. He created, number one, incited people to come, told them to come on Twitter. He said it's going to be wild. He told them the date. Number two, he told them why they were going there, to try to sway and change the ratifying of the essentially the votes against him, so he could win the election, which will be breaking the law, okay, by basically saying don't count these votes, okay, even though the lie that he had was somehow not votes are not real or whatever. But if it was for him, he wouldn't have said it was not for real. No real proof. In the years after that, they've shown that nothing that they were saying was true regarding these false votes and whatnot. And the people who said they were true, a lot of them were charged, arrested. I think that female lawyer got arrested. All this kind of mess. They could have laid their hands on the guy a long time ago, but they didn't want to. So if somebody says they're working together, I can see that. You know, it's good to show that we want to stop this man, when in reality you don't want to stop this man. You all want him to become the president, and he'll, in my opinion, bring the destruction of America, and what it is today. Okay, let's continue to play here. And if you don't like that take on Trump, if you're a Trump supporter, that's unfortunate. I think you need to do research on Donald Trump. I've never been a Trump supporter, and I can tell you right now that you support him, you need to wake up. Okay, he says the things that people want to hear, and people get excited about it. All right, he says I'm a Christian when he obviously is not a Christian. He literally said when they asked him, do you ask for forgiveness? Something like that. How often do you do that? And he said, I don't ask for forgiveness. I don't put myself in a position to have to do something like that. Because for Trump, he's God. Okay. And his God is the devil. All right. It's the worst thing in the world for you to say, are you going to ask God for forgiveness? Even if he would say that, wouldn't be the guy that you think that y'all are talking about. Okay. Literally said on TV, and I believe he said it more than once. Look, I don't ask for forgiveness. Don't believe me? Go on YouTube and type in Trump asking for forgiveness, okay, and see what he says. I'm not making this up, okay. So people say, "Oh, he's a Christian, this and that." No, he's not a Christian. You may say, "Well, it doesn't matter. Even if he's not a Christian or whatever. At the end of the day, he's a good guy." If he's going out and people are saying he's a Christian, and if he's saying he's supporting the guy and this and that, all right, but in actuality, he's not a Christian at all. Isn't that lying? Isn't that lying? When he's saying that I'm the one that's there for Israel and this and that, okay, and reposting people's posts online, I had to say this, of things talking about you know, Jesus is the one that died for us. Trump is the one that lives for us. Stuff like this. These reposters, all these kind of extremist, unbelievable things. Compare him to Christ. There are other tweets that they were put up. Other, you know, online references to him as being some kind of supreme savior and a godlike figure. And he posts that stuff up. He may not write it himself, but when he sees people, he looks for that stuff. When he sees it, he reposts it. Say, look, yeah, I like that. I like that, y'all. I appreciate y'all putting it up there because that's what it really is, okay? He has a mindset that he wants to be a dictator, okay? That's why he admires all the dictators that are in the world right now, and he's always trying to meet them, okay? And he was saying, you know, these men, these rulers, they don't take the same mess that y'all are giving me. And if I really want to do something, I would do X, Y, Z. Then recently he said that if he got reelected, he would be a dictator. That's literally out of his own mouth. He said, I would be a dictator, but then he said, oh, well, you know, only for the first day. What type of thing is that to say? All right. So if you're a supporter of him, I don't know what's going on.
This episode follows the adventure of this dysfunctional family as they try to escape the wrath of a mysterious black hole, which threatens to swallow the entire Springfield into a world of darkness and nothingness. After accidentally creating this terrifying cosmic demon, Lisa takes it home to keep everyone safe from it. But as you already know, whenever the Simpsons are involved, chaos most definitely ensues. At the end... of the day, the black hole eventually sucked all of Springfield, leaving Maggie alone in the ruined town. Now, while this is most definitely a work of fiction, many are worried that we could be on the edge of a catastrophic natural event, the likes of which our world has never experienced before. Although, according to scientists, the closest black hole to our planet is located some 1,560 light years away, so there's really no chance this could happen. But it's the Simpsons, and some of their most unprecedented prophecies have come to pass. So, should we be scared? Is 2024 the year of the end of the world as we know it? Number 10, hover car.
I will say this though about that there is, of course, stuff like what's the thing called that they have, the LHC. What's that thing called? That's another name for it. I need to go look this up online. LHC. What's it called? I'm about to say HARP. That's not what it is. Let me look at my phone real quick. My fault, y'all. Let me look real quick. What's the name of this thing called again? Okay, here we go. Collider. Excuse me, y'all. Oh yeah, CERN. Right. The Large Hadron Collider, or CERN. All right. That would have the capability of making something like a black hole. All right. I'm going to go more into CERN too, also in further videos and lives, or some stuff that I've learned about that and about some other things, even about Trump, which are very, very interesting, possibly even troubling. Okay. Which you guys are going to learn soon. I'm going to explain some things to you guys, some new information that I've come across. Okay. But yeah, but once again, when he says, oh, that's impossible and these things can never happen, how do we know that? Okay.
Cars of the future. You've probably seen this one in many sci-fi futuristic movies, but The Simpsons did it even better. In episode 15 of season 16 of The Simpsons, titled Future Drama, Bart and Lisa see the future of the family, and what they saw was truly astonishing. In this supposed future, Homer and Bart travel around in style as they cruise through the streets in their hover cars. With no tires, these bad boys can go anywhere, and the reference is a play on a technology that has been in research and development for many years. But could 2024 be the year we finally get to see the hover car? Before you dismiss this idea as wishful thinking, consider this. A company named Samson Sky, which is based in Oregon, is expected to begin deliveries of its Switchblade flying car in 2024. The car has been in development for 14 years, and finally they are not just ready to showcase it to the whole world, but also to begin delivery to their customers. Finally, you can beat the stubborn traffics and avoid road rage by soaring high in the skies. But the big question is, would you also need a pilot license along with your driver's license to be able to operate this vehicle? We'll leave that for you to argue out. Number 9, hologram technology. These days, technology is moving at such a fast pace, most of us can't keep up. But the Simpsons, they're miles ahead of us. In one of these episodes, Bart takes a look into the future through one of Professor Frink's thingamajig, and what he saw might just be a prophecy of things to come.
Hologram for Bart Simpson.
In this supposed future, a deadbeat Bart receives a hologram message inviting his band to a gig at the club.
Hey, Dingus, your band can play at my club tonight.
But how did the Simpsons develop the idea of the widespread use of the hologram technology? And could 2024 be the year when holograms become as commonplace as the cell phone? Maybe that's a huge leap, but you get the idea. As it stands now, the world has already been blessed with a fancy technology known as the DreamIc HD3 holograms. This fascinating three-sided holographic display case can show a 3D image of anyone and anything from anywhere in the world. Imagine sitting in your room and watching your boyfriend teach you the latest TikTok dance from way over there on the other side of the world. How cool would that be? While this amazing technology is only available in about 500 Best Buy stores nationwide, could we be looking at a more widespread use and maybe even a decompression of the platform within the year 2024? Sounds pretty ambitious, but if it ends up coming to pass, we'll always remember The Simpsons did it first.
Those holograms, which they just show, aren't the best examples, that's for sure. They can look much more realistic than that. Some people have actually theorized, and this could be true, that you know, from what I believe, what I've said before, that on 9/11, that those buildings were actually rigged to blow. They were not, they did not fall flat. I mean, and crumble flat while being on fire from their top for a few hours. Okay, just by coincidence, even though that's really impossible for that to happen, for a building to be on fire on the top and for the whole integrity of the entire building that was meant to withstand all kind of stuff to literally go down flat like a pancake. That's not possible unless it was rigged to a rigged time demolition, which a lot of people were shown that's what actually happened. That's why they got rid of the debris so fast and shipped it to China, because they would have shown that there was all kind of thermite and different things that are used in bombs in the actual debris. They didn't want it to be shown. I mean, be found, excuse me. But the crazy thing is that people have said that in that situation, that some of the planes that were hit the buildings, that those planes were actually not even real physical planes, but it was actually hologram technology. Now you may say, well, if that's the case, if they were just a hologram plane, all right, where were the real planes at? Okay. Either way, I do believe that those planes that hit the towers are not the same planes. Okay. I believe that those people that were on those planes, they were killed somewhere else. Okay. There's people that can even talk about how that was even possible. They weren't, I don't believe that at all, that they're terrorists on those planes. Okay. That somehow hijacked the planes, and they were 3 different planes. They were somehow able to do that with like knives and stuff like that. Come on now. They all were successful in doing it. Then on one plane somehow went down and it was just a bunch of stuff with no debris really of that plane at all. Just a big hole in the dirt, and maybe like a piece of debris that they found and someone put there, but no real plane at all. Just all kind of fishy stuff. You know, a lot of times the technology that we get is technology that existed many years ago in the Army, because the Army is supposed to be ahead of us, not behind us. We're not on par with regular people in the society. They're supposed to be ahead of us by many years, and they are. So that hologram technology is far advanced. All right. But the thing is, if it gets in the hands of evil men, and maybe it was evil men from that you know, were the ones created it from the very beginning, what do they want to use it for, you know?
Number 8, Ivanka Trump's presidency. Are the writers of The Simpsons obsessed with Donald Trump and his family? Before you answer this, consider the fact that in an episode of the series, which aired in October 2016, the writers dropped a subtle hint suggesting that Ivanka Trump, the daughter of the former U.S. President Donald Trump, would run for president. In this episode, Homer Simpson can be seen wearing a badge that said Ivanka 2028. Could this be another accurate prediction made by this series? Although Ivanka Trump has solidified her status as an imposing figure in the political landscape of the United States, is the possibility of a presidency feasible? But that wasn't the first time Ivanka made an appearance on the show, at least her character did. She was also featured in a 2017 episode where she replaced Ruth Bader Ginsburg on the Supreme Court while modeling a robe and earrings from her collection. Would an Ivanka...
This Valentine...
Hold on, y'all. I'm waiting for this to pass. All right.
See, come as a shock to you? We'll also leave that for you guys to argue out. Number 7, AI goes rogue. With the recent massive development in the world of artificial intelligence, are we really sure that we are not empowering technology to take us out? Could we find ourselves at the mercy of our own creations in the near future? Before you dismiss this as an irrational fear propagated by conspiracy theorists, you should listen to this former Google chief engineer who lost his job after revealing to the world that the company's latest artificial intelligence had become sentient.
There are similarities between how Lambda thinks and how people think, or how humans think.
This meant that it had evolved on its own and was able to feel things. Now that's super freakish. In the past, this would have been dismissed as pure lies, but coming from a man like Blake Lemoine, who was a high-ranking engineer at Google before his appointment was terminated, everyone sat up and listened. But we were forewarned by The Simpsons.
I mean, they need to explain that a little bit more. They had the guy saying like 1 or 2 words and they immediately just give us more information as to this is what happened. I don't know that. If y'all could have told us that, y'all could have showed us him saying that, explaining that. You know what I mean? We know that a robot cannot on its own have life unless it has a soul or a spirit inside of it. It can't have a demon spirit inside of it. Okay, that's actually impossible. The demons can, if they can inhabit animals like we've seen in the Bible, they can also inhabit a robot. All right, so that's something that's definitely possible. Maybe he saw that.
In the 1994 episodes titled Itchy and Scratchy Land, the family visited a spooky version of Disneyland, which was fully staffed by robots. As the scenes unfolded, the robots went haywire and began to murder everyone. While the possibility of this could be well far off from 2024, it raises a huge concern about how far we are willing to go with artificial intelligence. If this human creation evolves to a point where humanity becomes a bother, where do we run to? Number 6. Music-induced mind control. The government is trying to control you through a series of subconscious processes. This was the message many people got from the 14th episode of The Simpsons' 12th season. But can we really blame anyone for overthinking The Simpsons' predictions? After all, they've been right so many times. In this particular episode, a music producer selects Bart, Nelson, Milhouse, and Ralph to form the next hit boy band party posse. Sick name, right? But beneath the surface, there was a diabolical plan at play. In their hit song, Dropped a Bomb, which was accompanied by a music video that featured the strange line Even Eat Neo J in the chorus. Party posse subconsciously...
I wonder what that could mean. Let's go back and see what that says again. Look at what it says.
Which was accompanied by a music video that featured the strange line Even Eat Neo J in the chorus.
Can y'all see that? I guess y'all can't, but it says why. It's basically from right to left. It's JOINTHENAVY. Okay.
Party posse subconsciously controlled the minds of the listeners, passing a subliminal message. When you spell this strange line backwards, it reads, "Join the Navy." As the music spread far and wide, it began to take effect on the entire population of Springfield. During a confrontation with the music director, Lisa discovered that he was indeed a Navy lieutenant, and according to him, music had long been used to recruit young men into the military. This was especially true during the Second World War, that is, in the real world. During the war, the United States sought to weaponize entertainment as a form of propaganda, citing cinema as one of the most powerful propaganda weapons at the disposal of the United States. That indeed is a direct quote from the Office of Strategic Services, now known as the CIA. Many people have also been raising questions about the nature of music in this age, with catchy repetitive lyrics and hypnotic tunes. Have we been silently controlled?
Right, like if you notice rap now, the way rap, as an example, rap, because, and I say rap because it's one of the most popular genres, and it's probably the most, it's the most far-reaching, newest genres in the world for sure. Okay, rap is. And rap used to be very dynamic. I'm talking about rap that they would put on that they would put on the radio today. It used to be very dynamic, very different. You have people bringing a word forth, maybe 3 words, rapping something else, then rhyming those 3 words at the end. You know, switching up how things are rhymed, switching up the timing. Nowadays, every rhyme and every rap is like this: I'm going to the store, going to get some more. You know, I'm tired, it's a bore. Everything is just rhyme, 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 rhyme. Every single rhyme. They're not allowed to rhyme anything else but that. Okay. And like I said before, depending on who you listen to, it can either raise or reduce your IQ. If I hang around somebody that has a very high IQ all day long, that will raise my IQ. I talk to them all the time. But if I hang around dumb friends that are talk about dumb stuff all day long with low IQ, it's gonna make me dumber. Even if I'm a smart person, it's gonna make me become dumber because I'm hanging around them all the time, and my mind's not being exercised. My mind is becoming dull because if your mind is a muscle, it needs to be exercised. It needs to be put in situations where it can have to strategize and have to, you know, come up with answers and deduce, you know, answers to difficult questions. If it's not being exercised, it'll be slow. That's how people go in Jeopardy and stuff like that. They practice before they go in there or these different shows, game shows, so they can be able to think quickly, okay, and be able to do things, use their brain right, use their mind right, be sharp, okay. The music that's out now is meant to make you be very, very dull or very, very dumb, at least for its target audience, okay, which is the youth, okay. That's what they want, because they know if you're dumb when you're younger, you'll be more easily manipulated when you get older. You say, well, no, it ain't no evil cabal behind it. It absolutely is. Why do you think that they all sound the same today? Why do you think that all these artists like this? Because these are the only artists that get, excuse me, get greenlit. The artists that think more and talk, you know, and have more deep thought, those artists don't get greenlit. Okay, those artists, even when they allow artists like a rapper, like what's the guy's name? I can't remember the guy's name. His name escapes me at the moment, but it's a guy from California. I can't remember his name. The rapper from California. Okay. That a lot of people used to like, okay, but he was out 3 years ago. He was popping maybe 3 or 4 years ago. You heard from that guy in a major way in a while, okay. And even if he put something out, it wasn't really popping like that, like it was before, okay. It gave him some shine and put him on the shelf a little bit, okay. We got these young guys come in, new guys come in, and push out a bunch of garbage and trash on the youth, because that's the whole point of them, okay, is to fill the prisons up, and you know, and desensitize their minds to all kind of mess. To get, I mean, it's the truth. I was out today. I heard a young woman, and she was just cussing. She was around her friends. She was just cussing to somebody on the phone, and she could not keep curse words out of her mouth. I mean, every other word that she was saying, I'm telling you, was a nasty word. And I was just like, wow, this is crazy. And I prayed for her, you know. I pray the Lord touch her and save her in Jesus' name if she's not saved, because people act like that out of the fact that, you know, out of the pain in their heart, you know. And that's what she was doing when she just couldn't say anything clean. She was cursing somebody on the phone and then joking away or however it was. And I was just like, wow, sense of, well, what I'm saying could be offensive to somebody because the things that I'm saying are curse words. Okay. I'm saying around everybody. I don't even care that these words I'm saying, you know, are curse words. And everyone doesn't want to hear a curse word. Okay.
The government for many years, unknown to us.
Not just curse words, but nasty language in general. Just nasty language also.
See this play out even more in 2024? This topic has been a goldmine for conspiracy theorists who exploit the opportunity of such a discourse to showcase their many theories on the subject of entertainment and the government. Now it's time for today's subscriber pick. Through the years, many have been astonished as the predictions and prophecies made by the Simpsons come to pass one by one. From the
Take a pause for a second. Y'all want to make sure I pull this up here. Make sure I pull this up here. I don't want to forget. Wednesday, we are a live show. We go live 4 days a week: Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Is New York City time. Okay, join the discussion. Hope to see you next show. All right. Also, if you want to advertise with us, all right, we have out of those 4 days a week, 4 times you can advertise. Okay, so that's basically what 16 times out of a month you could be advertising for just $100 a month. All right, we can create an ad for you. Okay, and put the information to your ad in the video description below this video. Okay, a great way to advertise, a very low entry price. All right, so thanks for watching, guys. Let's get back to the video. Okay, we are back. Also, I want to make sure I pull this up, you guys. Here, if you want to donate to this ministry, where is it at? Oh, there we go. This is how you can donate. All right, if you want to donate, there's 3 ways: Cash App, Venmo, and PayPal. Cash App, Venmo, and PayPal. Okay. This is how you can donate to this ministry, and I want to give everyone a hand who has already done that. I want to thank you guys who have donated in the past to this ministry. All right, I really appreciate that. It's help, and it helps different things for sure. Okay, and I know as we grow, and even with the podcast being on Spotify, we'll be able to do many more things. And maybe one day have a large set and bring guests on, all that kind of stuff. Also, this Friday I should have a woman coming on this Friday. Okay, my sister. So. Not my actual physical sister, but my sister in the Lord, amen, Christ, amen. I know for some years. PayPal, the PayPal link is in the description on the YouTube. If you're watching on YouTube, okay. The PayPal link to that way to pay. Venmo and Cash App are right there. I want to thank you guys for your continued support. Let's close this out here on TikTok. Close this out here on YouTube. Let's get back into the video.
Death of Kobe Bryant to an accurate prediction of a Super Bowl scoreline, the series has proven itself to be an accurate predictor of future events.
I don't know if you remember that, but the Simpsons also showed Kobe Bryant, before he passed away, dying in a helicopter. Okay, I mean, it's no way they could have done that by coincidence. There's absolutely no way that could have just been a coincidence, y'all.
Most people were especially blown away when their predictions of Trump running for the presidency in 2024 came to pass. While these happenings may all be phenomenal, we must understand that all these are simple coincidences, or at least that's what the producers would like us to believe. But there are conspiracy theories, wild ones that speculate that something else.
Once again, that won't Kobe. That can't be a coincidence. I don't care what nobody says. If I died, tripping on a banana peel, in Ghana somewhere, all right, as an example, at a certain age, and Simpsons showed that people could, what a simple coincidence. No, it's not a coincidence. The chances of you figuring that out is like impossible.
Else must be brewing behind the scenes. Do you think there is more to these accurate depictions, or are they just simple coincidences like everyone wants to believe? Share your thoughts on this with us in the comments section.
See?
Let me scroll down. Hold on, y'all.
Time and money.
Oh, shoot. There we go. Somebody in the comments says, the Simpsons is the proof that everything is rigged. They don't predict the future, they create it. And some people do create it. They are not telling you their predictions, they are telling you their plans. Exactly. Let me hit this real quick. We're going to pause this video for 1 second. Let's look at some of these comments also. Excuse me. It's not just a coincidence that The Simpsons is the longest running show ever. Great point there. I think The Simpsons was running in the late 80s. Okay, so that's at least going on over three decades. All right, it's crazy that I have to turn to The Simpsons to get the real news. The Simpsons and South Park spitting more facts and truth than any news that there is. Let's continue, y'all.
5. Willie Nelson goes for a swim. Not every single prediction from The Simpsons speaks of doom and the end of the world. Some are pretty much satirical. Like
y'all watch on TikTok. I appreciate y'all watching on TikTok. If you can, please double tap your screen, like the video, so more people see it. Watching on YouTube, please double tap your screen. Let me know in the comments if you're watching. Not double tap your screen on YouTube, but like the video if you're on YouTube. I don't know if I said that, but like the video if you're on YouTube. Helps people see it more. Okay, let's go.
This one, which aired in October 1991, where the iconic country singer-songwriter swam through the English Channel to the massive adoration of his fans. Willie Nelson is one of the most recurrent characters in the series, where he usually plays himself. But not everything about this series is made with utmost accuracy concerning dates, history, facts, and the perception of the future. Why the writers decided to include this skit of Willie Nelson swimming across the English Channel is unclear to us. But this is where we need to consider the fact that beyond the correct predictions and the accurate prophecies, The Simpsons is simply an animated movie. The aim is not to tell you what the future holds. Some of these writers were just having fun as they wrote. So will Willie Nelson swim across the the English Channel in real life in 2024? Well, probably not. Why, you ask? He's 90 years old as it is now, so we're pretty sure such a daunting task is not high on his bucket list. If he ever decides to attempt such a feat, though, it would be a very interesting sight to witness. Number 4. Economic collapse. Okay, we're back to our predictions of doom and gloom. So, is the United States headed for a serious economic collapse that could send us right back to times like the Depression? Economic analysts seem to think so. By studying the trajectory of the economic nosedive the country has taken, expert economists predict the United States could experience some really terrible times in the coming year. But let's face it, this is not a unique problem. Every single country in the world is going through hard times right now. With the effects of the COVID-19 pandemic, the Ukraine-Russia war, and several other conflicts around the world, it's a miracle our civilization has not collapsed. So, what exactly does this have to do with The Simpsons, you ask? Well, they warned us about it back in the year 2000, in an episode titled Bart to the Future. Now, you will agree that this is one of the most famous episodes in the series, and a vocal point for many people who seek to extract prophecies from the series, just like us. But the accuracy is so unsettling. Get this, according to the episode, the economic collapse occurs during Donald Trump's presidency. Before you argue that Trump is not the current president, consider the fact that this former president is also contesting for presidency in 2020, so you can connect the dots from there. Spoken like a true conspiracy theorist, right? Well, chances are, if you're watching this video, you're also quite the conspiracy theorist yourself, aren't you? Number 3, World War III. On November 22, 1987, a special episode of The Simpsons aired on the Tracy Ullman Show. And although it was very...
Hold on 1 second, yo. 1 second. Let's stop for a second here. And talk about this thing, Bart to the Future. Let's go look this up real quick, y'all. Let's go look that up real fast. Let me do something here. Bart. Let's see here. Bart to the Future. Okay, it's aired. Can y'all see that? Okay, aired March 19th, 2000. Let's look at this real quick. Oh, that's just showing a scene from it. Overview. Let's hit the overview. Bart to the Future. But it is overview? Okay, that was what it was. What is this episode of Simpsons? What episode of The Simpsons is called? Okay, we don't even know. What is it about? That's what I'm looking for. What did it predict? All right. Excuse me. The episode heavily implies the real estate mogul Donald Trump became president and caused a budget crisis that Lisa inherits. In 2015, news media cited the episode as a fourth. My thing is, I want to know, what year did he go into? Let me look and see this real fast. Simpsons Bart to the Future. What year? Okay, what year did it come up as? No. Let's see here. What year did he see? Let's see here. Bart to the Vision 30 years in the future of 2030. Okay, so it's supposed to be 2030. Well, Lisa is the president of the United States, and she has to fix. All right, she has to fix the economy after the disastrous presidency of Donald Trump. All right, let's go back to this, y'all.
Very hilarious, there might be a hidden message in there somewhere. Before you accuse us of grasping for straws, consider the fact that many of the accurate predictions made in this show were sometimes simple side notes that nobody really paid attention to. Anyway, the episode centers around Homer Simpson repeatedly pranking his family with World War...
Jordan, come over here. This is freaking crazy. You see this house right here? I see it. Someone is making $50,000 per month.
$50,000 per month? Wow. Unbelievable.
Times during the episode, he would wake them up, asking them to rush into the fallout shelter, as if it was the end of the world.
It's World War III!
Would a makeshift shelter in the house of an ordinary American man shield him and his family in the case of a nuclear fallout? We'll leave that for the Mythbusters to figure out. While this episode was considered satire, on the eventual occasion that a serious conflict between the world powers begins to play out, many American households could find themselves reenacting the scenes in this episode. As it stands, we are way closer to this Third World War than we were when the episode aired. First, we had a World War scare in 2020, before the virus came. Secondly, if you study world politics very carefully and the many conflicts that have erupted in many places around the world, you will see that our world is not at peace. Although we are not at war, we are far from experiencing a peaceful existence. Could 2024 be the year when
You said we far from experiencing a peaceful. That's true. It seems like every time I turn around, they're trying to accuse Iran, the U.S. is, of being behind an attack. Okay, they don't say, at least from what I've heard, Iran has caused this attack, but they'll say, well, these people were somehow supported by Iran, this or that. You know, Iran is one of the last nations that the United States really has not gotten their hands upon to really get into and take from, because the U.S. other nations have done is going to nations that taking their oil and figure out ways, just like they did in Iraq. Went in there. What did George W. Bush say from the very beginning? Don't touch the oil fields. Don't touch he told them, the people in Iraq, don't touch their own fields. Don't try to damage the oil fields. We need to come over there and take your oil. That's not what he said verbatim, but that's when it comes to we need to take your oil fields. But he did say verbatim, don't touch the oil fields. Don't do that, okay? Because Dick Cheney, the vice president, had a company called Halliburton that they had to go over there and handle that stuff. All right. And I said this before, and I believe on his channel, they called their mission that they had to go there Operation Iraqi Liberation, which stands for, which is OIL, Operation Iraqi Liberation. Then they changed it to Operation Iraqi Freedom, which is OIF. But in the beginning, if you check it, it's actually OIL. They literally brazenly said, look, we're coming to get your oil. Okay. And I believe that's why right now the United States is saying, oh, Iran, because they want to get their stuff too. They want to get whatever resources that they have. Okay. Because the U.S. many times they make the big bucks when they steal. Right now, the U.S. is in such debt and it has a bunch of problems. And also you have things like BRICS, which I spoke about before in this channel. The coming together of nations like BRICS. The United States is kind of, and on top of the fact, the United States is not producing like it used to. Okay. That's another problem. You know, then on top of that, the world is in, much of the world is in, or really the whole world is in, I'm talking about the developed world at least, or as they call it, first world nations, they're in great economic slide. We're in a great economic slide right now. And because of that, jobs are harder to find. The jobs that people have been paying less. It's just a fact. Jobs can get rid of you. And there's always going to be a ton of people who are ready to take that job, okay, because so many people need work. One bit of advice I'll give people is understand that a lot of the shops and these stores, they're closing right now. And some of them will never open up again, okay, because the way the internet is designed, I will move towards more, you know, if you can, doing something yourself, okay? Don't just, you know, work a job if you have to, but don't just try to depend only on a regular 9-to-5 job where you're working under somebody else. Okay, because the way the world is designed, a lot of those are going to disappear. There's going to be a lot of abuse, even more than ever before, to employees. Okay, because of these things, they're like even they said on here, they can put a robot do your same job. I was at a store the other day. I forget what store I was at. It was somewhere, and I'm telling you, I know what it was. It was a store we have here on the East Coast called Giant. I don't know if it's on the West Coast. It's called Giant, right? And I'm in this store, excuse me, and they didn't have one line open. I think they later opened one line, but when I was there, they have one line open with an actual cashier. Every line was self checkout. Then I was in another store where actually was everyone there was all, you know, everything was self checkout. It was another store until after that, and they didn't open up a line, and they got one person standing there from time to time. I'm looking like, why don't y'all just help us out? You understand? Why don't y'all just open up a register? We literally come in here and a lot of people don't know what they're doing, you know, and y'all force us to be in situations. This is a supermarket. You know, y'all put us in these bad situations, like they just cutting costs. But by doing that, you don't gotta hire anybody. So they cutting costs in every kind of way. All right. And like stuff like that, I just don't even shop there anymore. Y'all want to do that? I'm not gonna shop there anymore. because it's really disrespectful, in my opinion, to the people that are coming. Because now, not only do you got to shop and get the food, but now you got to become an employee. You don't get paid for it. You know, you basically become, it's really the case, you become an employee, you're not getting paid for that. All right. So, because of these type of things that cause the nation to go on a slide, what does the United States do? We got to go back to stealing. Okay. Go back to stealing. I'm not saying the United States has never done anything good. They have. But also, they have done a lot of things bad. And the money that we got was from stealing. Slavery, that's stealing. Because they took slaves, even if they paid for those slaves, even though those slaves was kidnapped, they should not have been paid for in the first place. But even if they paid for them, okay, and brought them over here, they were stealing from those slaves, okay? Because those slaves were initially stolen from by being forced out of their homes and being forced to become slaves. All the time they spent here working was time that was being stolen from them. Their lives were stolen, literally stolen from them. Okay, well, that's on top of the ones that jumped out of the boats when they were being brought to this nation from a beautiful land in Africa to a land in the United States where you got all these seasons and all kind of bad stuff that can happen there, earthquakes and all kind of weird weather that they didn't have over there. Okay, so a lot of them just couldn't even acclimate. All right, the United States made money off of them and they got free labor for them. They stole from them. They stole, a lot from them. Okay, and some people say, oh, well, it was the slaves' fault, but it wasn't the slaves' fault. These people were evil men, okay? They came over here and they kicked the Native Americans off of the land. That's a fact, okay? Then they gave them the nickname Indian Giver, okay? Called them Indians when they weren't even Indians. They didn't even know where they were. I'm just telling you this is the truth. It's telling you the truth here, okay, ladies and gentlemen? And now, everyone watching, I appreciate it. It is now, at the end of the day, the U.S. is trying to find another way to get to that money, okay? I mean, it's just the truth. And all of this war, it's all another thing that they said on here, which is true, is how they use the media to pump stuff up when it comes to wars and stuff, and when it comes to putting subliminal messages and stuff. All right. I remember I used to watch this show called 24. 24 is a very entertaining show. If you ever seen it before, with Kiefer Sutherland, I believe his name is. Very entertaining show. It's probably the most action-packed TV series that was ever made. Okay, 24 is really has a crazy script. It's the kind of show like you literally cannot want to watch the show, and after you watch one episode, it almost forces you to watch the next episode, because the way it ends each episode is so many things that's unanswered. It's very difficult not to watch the next episode. The way the show is, I've seen a lot of series. I've never seen a series like this. This show is really crazy. Okay. Well, anyway, I bought the DVD series a few times. Okay. But anyway, I remember one last time I was watching it some years ago. I remember that I was like, this show really pushes a lot of agendas and stuff. They always were watching Fox News. That's another thing about that show. You remember they only watch Fox News, so they're pushing a certain type of news channel. They always push only one news channel, and it was almost always. And I'm talking about the times where it was like, President Bush was in office around that time. They were pushing a lot of episodes with terrorists, and everyone from the Middle East was a terrorist, and Jack had to defuse a bomb or defuse a nuclear code being nuclear football.
Adventure Soft Tintin says, true.
Right. They had to stop that. I don't know if you guys ever seen the show, how, we had to stop so-and-so from getting the nuclear football, and which is like, I believe, the codes to the nuclear bombs and stuff. Oh, we got to stop them from getting this out. And I tell you, the show is very entertaining. You can learn something from the show. But at the same time, the show did push a mindset that, like, you may be the kind of person that may not want to watch Fox News or may not want to watch MSNBC or whatever. But when you watch that show, they're watching that show for their news, okay? Because it's integral to the story. So people are going to watch. So you may not watch it, but you're going to watch it through the show. I remember the other day I was hanging with my friends, and there was some kind of show that came out on some streaming service, and the show was about like a hospital, okay? The whole show was like in a hospital. That's those type of shows I can't stand to watch, okay? But they're watching this show, right? And in this show, there was it was this person in the episode. I have to be careful how I say this because I know how YouTube is. These places are, these sites are. But this person has some kind of condition, all right? And they said, listen, we need to give you this medical thing that they came out with like in 2020, 2021, whatever. If you don't take this medical thing that we're going to give you, that came out in 2021, I believe, in the real world, I mean, not on the show, in our real world, if you don't take this thing, you could lose your life. And the woman was like, I don't want to take it. I don't want to take it. So then they were trying to convince her husband. So the show really trying to make you empathize with the main cast and how this one blind woman was like, you know, I don't want to tell her what to do. And they tried to make her, the woman who didn't want to take this thing, to be like a crazy fanatic. And then her husband was there. Her husband was like, listen, honey, you know, and then the people at the hospital are like, well, we don't want you to do anything you don't want to feel comfortable with. We're not trying to force ourselves over your religious beliefs and this and that, okay? And the lady was like, it's my religious belief. I can do it, blah, 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 blah. This is what I believe. And then we didn't have to tell the lady. She died. She died. Of course, she died. All right. And that was the lesson from the show. She died. Once I heard him talk about it, I said, I already know how it's going to turn out. I already know what they try to push right here, okay? She lost her life, you know. But let's continue. Appreciate the comment. Ventures at 1010. Let's continue, y'all.
Everything reaches its peak and all the nations bring out their big guns to wipe everybody out? We certainly hope not, and we advocate for peace in every country where war is currently ongoing. Number 2, Barbie movie release and Trump's arrest. Although this one is not really a prediction for 2024, it still deserves a mention because of how astonishingly accurate it is. You could call it an honorable mention. Remember when Trump got arrested on the same day the new Barbie movie came out? Well, The Simpsons predicted that many, many years ago. An episode in season 5 of The Simpsons features a scene where a news anchor delivers the news of the uncanny coincidence between the release of a new Barbie doll and a president's arrest. In this episode titled Lisa versus Malibu Stacy, news broke of the release of the rip-off version of the Barbie doll. After giving an extensive 28-minute report of the Barbie doll release, the news anchor casually mentions that the U.S. president had been arrested just before closing the show.
Though it was unusual to spend 28 minutes reporting on a doll, it's just really fascinating news, folks. Good night. Oh, and the president was arrested for murder. More on that tomorrow night.
This is reminiscent of the circumstances surrounding the...
I don't think that was a coincidence. You may say, well, he was arrested for murder. Okay. Yeah, but what are the chances? Once again, okay, I'm not a scientist, but even I have common understanding of probability. What are the chances that they could have, and he says this at the very end. I mean, someone was a writer wrote that in there. Okay, they wrote that in there. That they're talking about on this cartoon, the craze of Barbie. And in the real world, and then the person being arrested, which they just tack on at the end in this show. But the real former president is actually arrested on the same day. The
arrest of former President Donald.
Right, is arrested on the same day that the Barbie movie comes out. All right. I'll even show you something else that's very odd about him. So I'm going to make a whole nother video or probably series. Probably there's a video on this. I'm going to show you something else that some people have probably forgotten about. That are things that just cannot be a coincidence. Okay, when you think about and understand probability, certain things, like I said, even with the Kobe Bryant thing, him in the helicopter, and them showing that, people to this day will tell you that was just a coincidence. They just happen to get it right. And sometimes people can just get things right. Certain things can, probability wise, it's a higher chance you get struck by lightning 10 times in one day than that you could accidentally do that. Okay, it's really impossible. All right, it's really impossible because it's not hard for them to say, oh, the president, someone to write as an animator, as a scriptwriter for animation, oh, the president was arrested. But to put those together, and they were happening in real life, and these things, especially with this show, that happen over and over again, like show him coming down the escalator, all right, and now seeing the president, all this kind of stuff as it's going on. Those things cannot just be just a simple coincidence, you know. Simple coincidence.
Donald Trump on April 4, 2020.
I'll even say this because think about this too. It's one thing to have a coincidence. It's another thing to have a series of unbelievable coincidences. Once again, it's like being struck by lightning 10 times in the same day. All right.
3. An event that went underreported, as many news outlets preferred to focus on the new Barbie movie. How could this real-life event be so related to a simple fictional comic series?
Or how about this? Why is it that the newscaster even said that at all? Now, of course, someone's going to say he wrote it in there because, and I have experience writing myself also. Okay, I've written 2 comic books. Okay, also, I'll tell you about those more in the future, y'all. Actually, 3 comic books, like Christian comic books. But anyway, somebody say, oh, well, he put that on at the end as a way of balancing out the joke. Like, okay, well, we're talking about Barbie, but at the end of the day, in real serious stuff, this is really crazy thing happened. Okay, so it's just like a joke. All right, but once again, he could have said anything. He could have said that's where the probability comes in. The writer could have wrote anything in the world. Okay, but he chose to say the president was arrested. Out of all the things he could have said, and then that very thing happens. The chances of that happening as a coincidence are like so high. It's not even so crazy. It's ridiculous.
Really cannot tell. This occurrence is a testament to the strategy employed by the media, where much attention is given to an insignificant event when something absolutely major is going on. Have you ever seen your favorite new channel air an extensive report on something absolutely irrelevant while the world burns? That's exactly what we're talking about. It's everywhere and we just can't escape it. Number 1. Zombie apocalypse. This one may seem to be more of a stretch, but it's one of the Simpsons' predictions that still hasn't come to pass, so we can't rule anything out. In this chilling episode, a zombie apocalypse takes over the fictional city of Springfield, home to the Simpsons. While the possibility of a real zombie apocalypse is really slim, we can't dispute this as just mere fiction, considering the fact that about 30 of the seemingly simple scenes from this series have come to pass in real life. We will be doing ourselves a disservice by discounting these scenes as mere works of fiction. But at the end of the day, The Simpsons is just a comic series, and many of these prophecies are just coincidental, right? We'll have to wait and see how everything plays out in the year 2024.
This video, in my opinion, is actually made to make you not believe, okay? Because this guy has said that same comment more than once. He said it twice now, where he said, listen to what he says here again.
The fiction. But at the end of the day, The Simpsons is just a comic series, and many of these prophecies are just coincidental, right? We'll have to wait and
see. A person wrote that. This is text. This is AI text to speech. Okay, so someone wrote that down and say, and for the second time in this video, it's just fiction, and everything that you're seeing is mostly just coincidences. Okay, and then but after that, he has to put on there right, like as if because the purpose of this video really is to make you not believe. Okay, so get you excited, but to continue to tell you. It's not really what you think it is. It's not really what you think it is. All right. The people that control the world in many ways, like the Masons, the Luciferians. Yeah, and this channel has 495,000 subscribers. So they have a pool. They have 500,000 subscribers. Okay. The Ultimate Discovery, this channel. Okay. The Ultimate Discovery. It's very well be. Some of the people own this channel. Okay. And they put out stuff to make you believe that it's not real. You may think, well, why would they put something out to make you believe that can make you believe that what they're, or why would they put something out to let you know what they're doing behind the scenes? Why would they do that? Because by doing that, it will make you believe that that's not what they're doing. Okay, by giving you a little message. Like I said, I heard the guy say that 2 different times. When somebody writes something twice, they're trying to bring a message across. When they say the exact same thing 2 times, which is what this guy did. He said the same thing earlier. It's not really real, with blah blah, or is it? Okay. And mind you, when he says that, he says it's not really real part really long, and then he puts on the other part, the contrary, says that really fast. Okay, he did it both 2 times. He says that really fast. He doesn't want you to think about that. He wants you to think more about the part that he just said. Okay, which is it's not really real. It's just fantasy. It's just fiction. A logical person wouldn't think that way. Okay. Let's look at this real quick before we let me pull this real quick, y'all. I'm gonna pull one more thing up before we get up and out of here. This is gonna be a little short tonight because I'm still recovering from being sick, y'all. So I can't. That's why I had to cut my camera off. I can't be on as long as I want to be today. Okay, y'all. But we're gonna be back tomorrow. Let me see here where this is at. Hold on, y'all. Everyone watching on TikTok, I appreciate y'all tuning in. And on YouTube, appreciate y'all tuning in. Let me how am I doing, Lord? Oh, okay, pull this up here real quick, y'all. Let's show this real quick. Give me a quick moment here. Computer. Here we go. All right. Okay. All right, let me pull this up here. Hold on, one more thing. I'll pull up for y'all. Oh, I see. He's talking about something else. Hold Well, let me see. Got this, and we got. That's how you spell his name. Okay, I'm trying to find this guy. Where is this at here? I mean, this second part I'm trying to find, but I think I may be spelling this wrong. But I'll just pull this up, y'all. Let me see if okay, you guys should be able to see here. All right, hold on one second. Let me pull this up for y'all. Y'all see what I'm talking about. Give me a quick moment. Pull this up. We're talking about things that could be coincidence, right? Check this out, right? Whether you are not supporting him like I am, or are supporting him, you can't tell me this is a coincidence, y'all. Let me where's my thing on TikTok here? YouTube. All right, here we go. This news came out some time ago. I think a lot of people forgot about it. All right, this book right here, as you can see, make sure you can see this. Book right here is called Barron Trump's Marvelous Underground Journey. Okay, this is a book written by a guy named Ingersoll Lockwood. Barron Trump is the name of Donald Trump's son. Okay, but in the early 1900s or late 1800s, they came out with this book called Barron Trump's Marvelous Underground Journey. And check this out. Let's see what it says here about it. Barron Trump's Marvelous Underground Journey. The newly released. This is a new release of it. It's still the same. It should be. 2017 edition features the complete text of Ingersoll Lockwood's Barron Trump's Marvelous Underground Journey. Now, in this book, okay, and I read some of it. In this book, this character named Barron Trump, okay, though they call him something else throughout the book, also another name. He essentially goes into they find a world, they find access point to Earth with, I think they call it the world within the world or something like that, okay? And they go like in the Earth and find that there's like another place in the Earth, okay? Underground that we don't even know about. Not hell, but another place above hell, okay? Which is also explored in the movie Godzilla versus Kong. And they have another movie coming out, I believe, this year where they're going once again into that world, okay? I wonder why they keep showing that type of that world, all right? Some people have said that fallen angels went to that area when the flood happened, okay? I think they may actually have mentioned that in this book, okay? But let's continue. Not about the fallen angels, but I think they say something like a big event happened, and a lot of certain creatures, because they actually talk about creatures too, which could be demons, that they go into they went to this area, these secret areas. In the beginning of the book, Barron Trump is trying to get access to this area, okay? So let's just read this. The newly released 2017 edition features the complete text of Ingersoll Lockwood's Barron Trump's Marvelous Underground Journey. Okay, now somebody say, "Oh, look, it's just coincidence that's his name." Okay, Barron Trump, it's just coincidence. Okay, maybe they named Barron Trump that off of this book. Okay, a brand new foreword from the publisher commenting on the striking parallels between Ingersoll Lockwood's work and President Donald Trump, his son Barron Trump, and his incredible claim that President Trump may possess a time machine. Original stimulating discussion questions for use in book clubs. Originally published in 1893, so this came out over 100 years ago. Ingersoll Lockwood's nearly forgotten Barron Trump's Marvelous Underground Journey blends science fiction and fantasy. Let's keep going. Blah 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 blah. I'm trying to find this guy's name here, but I guess they don't show it here. You know, I'm gonna type it in here. This should pop up now. Watch this. I want to show this. Who was Barron Trump's? Barron Trump's guide in the book. Let's see it pop up, y'all. Okay, look at this. A 19th century book series featuring a character called Barron Trump. Can y'all see this? Okay, good. Make sure I got this pulled up on TikTok real quick. All right, good. A 19th century book series featuring a character called Barron Trump and his guide named Don. What are the chances of that? What a huge coincidence. What a huge coincidence. Okay. Has resurfaced conspiracy theory. Oh, and of course, they got to immediately say on Google it's a conspiracy theory. Conspiracy theory is a word that they use to say that y'all don't know what y'all are talking about. Y'all a bunch of idiots and nuts. And it's nothing more than a theory, okay? Just like 9/11, just a conspiracy theory. JFK not being killed the way they said, just a theory. That y'all really didn't land on the moon like y'all say y'all did. That's why y'all, even to this day, y'all still have not gone back up there. Even though you have more technology than ever before. Just a theory. All the other things that we've seen that don't make any sense, just a theory, a conspiracy theory. No truth to it. I already hear in news is 100% true, 100% factual. The United States and the world powers have always had your best interests at heart. Stop being scared. Just continue to work and produce. Just do that until you die. All right, please. Why don't you just get back to working? Okay, and stop complaining. Stop thinking about things you don't need to be thinking about. Okay, well, as we do behind the scenes. Okay, we're taking care of y'all. We have y'all best interests at heart. That's what they want us to believe. Okay, a 19th century book series featuring a character called Baron Trump and his guy named Don. His name of the book is called Don Foom. Okay, Don has resurfaced conspiracy theories involving former President Donald Trump and his youngest son Barron. Okay, and now people have alleged. Okay, well, these things make you wonder if they somehow had access to some kind of time machine or some type of time manipulation. The Trump family somehow. Whatever the case may be, you're not going to tell me that's a coincidence. The chances of a guy having a book written where his son's first and last name are in that book, and then his name is all as the guy who's a father is also in the book. The chances of that is so far out of this world. It's not even funny. Okay, because those are two different names. All right, and his last name is Trump. All right, I mean it's on that, which a last name is not common. Okay, it's how many people you know up around the last name is Trump? Not a lot. That's actually the last name. Not a lot of people. Okay, I've never met a person that had that actual last name. Okay, I met a lot of people doing ministry. A lot of folks. I've never seen anybody with that last name. Okay, though it is a name that people do have. Okay, even the fact that in the book they call him an actual baron, like a person could actually be a baron. Okay, but Baron Trump is not a baron, but that's his name. His actual first name is actually Baron for some reason. I'm talking about Donald Trump's actual son. Okay, it's just extremely weird. It's a lot of stuff. Okay, then you have the fact that Nikola Tesla said that he actually figured out ways to look into the past. All right, I actually believe that that's actually true. I'm gonna talk more about that in the future, but I believe that's actually possible. Okay, he found ways to look into the past, and when he passed away, all of his what do you call it? Not just technology, but all of his findings, okay, and his work essentially was given over to Donald Trump's uncle. That's a fact. It was given over to someone right in the Donald Trump family. It's extremely odd. Extremely odd. All right. I do believe that a person can actually travel in time. And you want to know why? Because the Bible says that when the Bible says that man was trying to make the Tower of Babel, the Bible says that if they would be allowed to, God says that they could do whatever they wanted to do. Okay, God had to stop the Tower of Babel. He said that if we allow them, they'll be able to do anything. Nothing will be impossible for them. Okay, that's what God said, not me. That's what God said. All right. So if people want to figure out a way to look at it in the past or whatever, go back in time somehow, I don't believe it's impossible. All right. I heard a guy give an example of how, for example, you can have two sons born at the same time. Okay. One son can get in a spaceship. All right. And move past the speed of light. All right. Because the spaceship can move that fast and go off for 5 years. Okay. And then come back in 5 years. All right. So he's flying out 5 years from the Earth and they come back in 5 years. They said that the sun that's on Earth, because the other sun's moving at light speed, he would actually only be like a few years old, whereas in the sun that's on Earth would be 20-something years old. And that's not even like science fiction. It's an actual fact that if someone were to do that, they would actually not age. Because if you go past this like the speed of light, the way time works is a certain rate of decay. It decays at a certain rate. If you can go past that rate, you can essentially like mess with time in time theory. That's why, for example, in the comic books a lot, or in that Flash movie, when the Flash runs really fast, he enters an area where he's like in timelessness. The Bible tells us that lets us know that God and angels, they exist in an area where there's timelessness. Okay, God can see he's on the beginning and end. They can see the future. They can see things that haven't even happened yet. Okay, but we can't, because we are essentially like trapped in this linear way of time. All right, at least most people seem to are. Okay, well, at least we know of. I do believe there's a way to breach that. Okay, because to say that that's impossible will be, in my opinion, be against what God said when He said nothing will be impossible for them. Okay, that's another reason why I believe they actually created that LHC thing called I keep forgetting the name. What's the name of that? The collider, okay, whatever, the LHC, the CERN. The reason why they actually create CERN. If you think about CERN, what is it? It's a giant track. It's the biggest track in the world. It's a giant track, and they just all across the world came together and made this giant track. All right, and in this track, they push things at a certain speed. I wonder why they would do that. Okay, at a super high rate of speed, so they can mine it. And they say, "Oh, we do it so we can see how atoms clash together." Really? Y'all put billions of dollars, not millions of billions of dollars, since the 60s or 50s into this experiment? Okay, just to see atoms clash together. That's it. Okay. Maybe it's because you want to make something move at a rate of speed so you can manipulate or see or move in time. That's why you actually made that thing. Okay, because time and speed go hand in hand. Okay, they go hand in hand. A normal person can't move past the speed of light, but there are things that you can create that can. Okay, may sound like what I'm saying is extremely far-fetched, but trust me, nothing is what you think is impossible really is not impossible. That's all I'm going to say. What we think is impossible, it's crazy. It's crazy. But yeah, y'all. So a lot of stuff you see on these movies and shows, we think, oh, it's just fiction. No, a lot of stuff is not fiction. Okay, it's actually, they should show you this stuff to make you believe that it's impossible, so that they can do this stuff without having anyone ever believe in it. And if someone were to actually say, look, this really is going on, no one will believe it. No one will believe it. Like I told people before, I have videos on my page. You can scroll on my page and see. I have videos on my page telling you that they have technology where they can use your phone. They can use your phone to actually read your thoughts. Okay, it's actually a real thing. Okay, that's why they want everyone to get a phone, and when everyone to get what they call the Obama phones. These phones have actually the power to actually access your thoughts, because your thoughts are broadcast in your brain like a radio signal. Okay, that's why you're able to move your hands and parts of your body, because the signal is being sent instantaneously to parts of your body. To your ligaments, move. Okay, it's actually a signal. If someone can snap into that signal, they can actually control your physical body. And that's actually been done. They've been able to control. You can look it up on YouTube if you don't believe me. You can see videos of people controlling a dog like he's a toy. Like they have an actual controller, and they're actually able to control a dog or an animal based on frequencies in his body. Okay, that's what man has figured out how to do that we know of. Okay, so if they can do that, why you don't think wouldn't they be able to control human beings if they wanted to? Okay. Oh, of course they can. We may say, what about you talking about them being able to get to your thoughts? Because once again, if your thoughts are actually from our movie and are coming off an internal radio, okay, they come first from the person's soul, and from the soul they go into the brain, and from the brain they emanate to the parts of the body. I have a desire to move my hand this way to express what I'm saying. It comes from my soul first, and instantaneously, it's all happening quickly, okay, but it's still happening in a succession. It's still happening one after the other. First, I desire it. Then at the same time, my brain gets the information from my spirit, move this way. Then it's shot out to my body through a radio signal, okay, that's coming from up here. All right. All a person needs to do is grab onto those thoughts, those signals, and they can decipher your actual thoughts. They're not breaking into your spirit or soul, but they are grabbing onto the thoughts that are sent out from the brain. That's actually possible. Okay, but if I tell people that, most people won't believe this. Oh, that's science fiction. What you talking about, brother? And I didn't believe it myself until I actually realized at times, and I have videos on my page where I've seen, I've thought of things, okay, and then it appeared on my phone, and there was absolutely no way that could have happened. It was a time where I was in a pawn shop one time, for example, and I saw an actual device I was supposed to buy. It was a lavalier set. It's like a cordless mic set. Okay, I was about to buy this cordless mic set. I had my phone in my pocket. I didn't pull my phone out. I didn't take a picture of it at all. I just looked at it. All right, and then I left the store, came home, and I looked at my phone immediately. What I looked at immediately appeared on my phone as an advertisement. The chances that it happened that's impossible. It was a specific lavalier set. The guy didn't even this is a pawn shop. It's not some camera store. The guy didn't even know the name of it. He just said, "Oh, you want this one?" And I was want to look at it. That's all I said. And then I get home and they had the exact same one there. Okay. And this was not like it was the latest one. This was an old. That's why I didn't buy it actually, because it was an older lavalier set. They tried to charge like $300 for it. I'm like, you'll charge me $300 for an older lavalier set? I'm not buying that. So it wasn't like they were just, the phone heard me talk about buying a lavalier set. It just pulled up a recent a cordless mic set that was just out. This was something that was very, very old. There's no way on earth they could have done that. That could have happened unless somehow they were able to access what I was thinking. My phone was, or there's some kind of system in place that can access what I'm actually thinking. That's when I first knew. I said, you know what? That's impossible. There's no way that could have happened unless there's access somehow from my phone. Okay. And then I went online and found out there's all the people saying the exact same thing, saying I didn't even say this. And my phone, there's a guy online that says, look, I was literally, thinking about something. 2 people actually, and it appeared on my phone. And there's no way that or one guy says I was eating something in the dark that somebody gave me, and there's no way it could be seen. And my phone was somewhere else. I looked up in the morning, got my phone, and an ad popped up of that very thing. There's no way the phone could have known that. There's no way. I didn't even mention the name. There's no way it could have that could have been detected by the phone. Okay. Because, I'm telling you guys, that's the reason why everyone to have a phone, in my opinion. Okay. I believe there's coming a time where God may tell believers, I want you to put your phone down. Okay. I believe God will alert us if we get to that point and we're here at that point in tribulation. I think God will say, look, I want you to put your phone down, because phones are blessings. That's true. I use my phone for work all the time. Okay. But at the same time, there's an evil, there's definitely an evil plan with phones. Okay. With a lot of technology that we see. Your TV that's in your house, your TV can actually be used to spy on you. Okay, people can actually see you through your TV. I guarantee you. They say, you don't believe me? Go online, research it. Okay, your screen has an ability, even when the TV is off, to actually look out at you. All right, it's a way that is done. All right, and that's why the price of the TVs have been dropping. That's one reason why. It's actually a way to monitor somebody. All right, at the end of the day, I'm not making this up. Stuff is true. A lot of other people think it's fake. I'm trying to tell you guys, it's 100% true. It's 100% factual. All right. For more information on that phone store, like I said, go on my video, scroll down on my page. I got a video called They Will Be Able to Speak Into Your Mind, or something like that. That's the name of the video, I believe it's called, or at least it says it on the thumbnail. They'll be able to speak into your mind. And I pull up during videos of people back into like the early 2000s, 90s, saying that even before there were cell phones like that, saying that they were literally, they had people, they were in certain small towns where they tested this stuff out, and they actually can hear people talking in their literal mind, like and they didn't understand why that was happening. People say, "Oh, you're crazy. You need to go and say something." No, I'm not crazy. I'm hearing a conversation going on, like a radio frequency. I even played the video. Even Lucille Ball said it happened to her. This is a celebrity from Ala Lucy. Even she said that. She said that she was going somewhere one day, and she heard something, and she thought she was driving, and she thought it was her radio playing. She heard music playing, and she was like, but she looked at the radio and it was off. She was like, how am I hearing music in my head? I'm hearing all around, but it's not, it's not playing on the radio. And they come to find that there was a underground like area where people were broadcasting something, and the frequency actually connected with the frequency in her brain. Okay, I'm saying something. It's a real thing. Don't believe me? Go look that up. Okay, you'll see, or watch my video. You'll see what I'm talking about. Okay, that's old. This was years ago, guys. So I'm out, y'all. I want to thank you guys for watching. First, we're gonna close out here on TikTok. Thank you guys for watching on TikTok. Tune in tomorrow. If you're not on TikTok, we will be on YouTube either way. YouTube at Brova Winston, same name here. TikTok should be a link in the YouTube, and on TikTok to my YouTube. You want to watch my YouTube. 8:30 p.m. to 10 or later. Okay, thank you guys for watching on TikTok. We are out. All right, now for YouTube, I want to thank you guys for watching on YouTube. If you like the content, make sure to support the channel if you can. And by watching, you can donate, you can watch, you can share, hit the like button. That helps. Sharing and liking it helps the most. Sharing this video if you can on social media, and the like button. Okay, thank you guys for hanging in there with me. Like I said, keep my health in prayer. I've been getting better and better each day, so I thank God for that. I can't complain. Speaking on myself, prayed on myself today, I have noticed a huge difference, that's for sure. Keep our brother Living in the Truth Ministries, Pedro, and also in prayer. He said he was sick for a whole month. Okay, a whole month he said he was sick. So let's keep him in prayer also. In the precious name of Jesus Christ, we pray for him and for all those that are sick and infirm, Lord. We ask right now to help them, Lord. And bring healing to those that are sick and that are in need, Lord, we pray right now. In Jesus' name, we speak healing to them. We speak healing to all those that need healing and health. In Jesus' name, for those watching, and we thank you for all you're doing, God. In Jesus' name, amen, 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 amen. All right.